And find your mountain pose, lining everything up, grounding through the feet, okay? There is a lot of energy in the air this morning, so let's think about energy coming up through the feet, into the legs, all the way up, lining everything up, hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, and we turn the palms face forward and breathe. And allow your breath to deepen, feeling that energy go through you. Starting to get ready for your day. All right, let's start the day by releasing anything that does not serve us right now. So turn your palms out, exhale. Now inhale the arms up, face your palms to the earth and draw your hands through center, pressing away anything that you don't want to carry into your day. Let's inhale up and exhale, release. Inhale up, and one more, release. And come back to center, feel the breath, and we'll just go ahead and start with our spinal sequence here. So the knees and hips are going to be soft. Let's wake them up a little bit here. Feet slightly wider than hip width distance apart. Hands to the thighs and round forward into your cat, and then open up big, elbows back into your cow. We're making big moves here, rounding forward, open up, round, open, cat to cow, and one more, cat to cow. We'll come back to cat. Stay here for just a couple of breaths. Feel that space in between your shoulder blades and start to roll your hands up your legs as you straighten. Roll your shoulders back a few times and forward a few times. Keep the shoulders nice and loose. Inhale and exhale. We'll keep the feet the way they are and nice and grounded. Take your arms up. Take your right wrist in your left hand. The feet stay grounded, we tilt to the left. Come up and switch, feet grounded, tilt to the right. And left. And right. And we're opening up the side body, so you might tilt a little farther each time. You might stay where you are. Just feel into what your body's telling you. And the next time you come over to the left, stay there. Keep that right foot grounded. Extend both arms. We're going to take the right shoulder back. Shine the heart up. Come center and up. Left wrist in your right hand. Tilt and hold here. Extend the arms. Left shoulder back. Heart shines up to sky. Inhale. And let's do some nice soft exhales. Fold forward. Inhale up, fold forward, inhale. And fold. Now hold here, put your hands on your legs wherever they are, and then just start to straighten your legs as you roll up and find your way back to standing. So taking the feet maybe even a little farther apart, even mat width distance here as we come into our twisting, okay? And we're going to start opening up by knocking on the door of life, right? So we're going to take the hands around the body, tap behind and tap behind. Once again, we're warming up, right? So things might start to go a little deeper as you move. They might stay where they are. Let's Start to take the arms out away from the body. The lower body can move with you if it wants to. And we'll do a little tapping here. So bring your right hand under your shoulder blade, left, that's actually your collarbone, not your shoulder blade. And let's go just a little side to side tapping. Wake up this area. And then take the arms back out. Start to let them come up as high as you want as you move side to side. And the arms back to shoulder height. We're going to take the left hand to the right under that collarbone and just feel around in there and see if anything is tender and needs a little massaging. And then do that on the other side. Just release that area. And let's go back to our twisting and bring the hands back to the body. Once again, knocking behind on the door of life. So the next time your left arm is forward and your right arm is back, just stay here. Turn your right toes to the right, turn your body to the right, and gently fold over your right leg. Let that knee naturally bend. Kind of bowing to the right. Come up and around, switch to the left. Your right arm is in front here. And come back to center, heel toe those feet. Okay. All right, we're going to work extra on balance because of our super blue moon, right? Still affecting our sense of balance. And we'll see some circles happen in today's practice. So let's come to the top of the mat here. We'll find mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. High, low, in between, wherever you want to go with this. Bend the knees and hips, take a half lift. Sink everything down, fingertips to the mat, and we're going to step back to down dog. So we're going to start to feel our down dog. 4 even points on the mat, right? So think about it. Scan between your hands and your feet. Is there one spot that's kind of pressing harder? Is everything nice and even here? How about the spine? Let's lengthen the spine a bit. Bend the knees. Press your tailbone back and up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then just straighten your legs as much as you can, keeping the length you created in your spine just now. And we'll bend one knee and then the other, massaging the feet. Nice loose feet and ankles help with balance. One heel down and hold. Other heel down and hold. Both heels down and hold. Now we're going to bring the knees to the mat. Hopefully, maybe getting them there at the same time. Control, control. Sit off to the side and come into seated mountain pose. So seated balance is from our sit bones, right? So just rock around until you feel your sit bones even. Sometimes we move a little stuff out from under them. And flex your feet, sit up nice and tall, and feel that balance. Inhale and exhale. Turn your palms out. Let's draw some more energy up from the earth here. Inhale, reach tall, and then turn your palms out. Extend your spine even as your fingertips are heading down. Touch down lightly. Okay, we're going to reach up now. Same thing, but this time, close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that, or defocus them. Extend the spine and see if your fingertips touch down at the same time. All right, so just a little, just fun thing to do there, checking things out. We're not judging ourselves. Oh my God, one came down first, one came down second, or aren't I wonderful? Both came down at the same time, right? We're just doing things and we make observations, but not judgments, right? Okay, so let's go ahead, shake it out a little bit. And for today's core, we're going to be doing dead bug, okay? So let's take it down. So this is familiar pose. We know this. Dead bug is really good for your spine. So it's a good thing to review here and keep in mind, especially while we're on break. You might want to break out into dead bug every once in a while. Bend the knees. Okay, we're going to keep the thighs magnetizing toward each other. Maybe even thinking about an imaginary block in between the thighs. Okay, so as we start to move, we'll start moving on the right. The left leg is going to stay nice and strong. The left foot is grounded. Let's extend the right leg, left arm back. Now your heel hovers, the back of your hand is hovering, and bring it in. Extend your left leg, right arm back. Everything's hovering, so the core has something to do. Bring it in. Okay. All right, so that's with the feet down. Let's take the right leg up and see how that goes. Left leg stays steady, right knee to tabletop. Extend your right leg, left arm back. And in. Bring the right foot down, left knee up, left leg extends, right arm back, and in. So these are just variations, right? Things you can do. Let's try that with the leg straight. Right leg straight up, right leg down, left arm back, and in, and left leg up, left leg down, right arm back, and in, and release. Okay, we're going to go 4 times on each side. So choose one or alternate, mix it up if you want. So we had feet down, we had right knee only, and then we had right leg straight. Okay, let's go 4 times. And it's right leg, left arm. And slowly up. This stays controlled. Right leg, left arm. And slowly up, still controlled. Right leg, left arm. And up. And one more time. Up and release. Left leg, foot down, knee to tabletop. Left leg straight up. Left leg, right arm. And in. Left leg, right arm. And in. Left leg. In and left. And in. Okay. Bring it down 2 feet to the mat. Let those knees gently open and close. Now we're going to alternate. So we'll start with 2 feet on the mat. And we're going to go right extend. Remember that heel is still hovering. The back of the left hand is hovering. And in. Left extend. And in. Okay, that's one version. Next version is 2 knees up. Right extend. And in. Left extend. Hovering. And in. Final version. Legs up. Straight up. Right extend. And in, left. It's really more of a down than an extend, but bring it in. All right. Bring it in and rock side to side. We're going to be alternating. So pick if you want your feet down, knees to tabletop, or legs up, hands by your side. Here we go. Right leg. Left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, and one more time, right leg and left leg. Let's bring it in and rock side to side. All right, so this is warming up the core, and some of these feel a little more intense than others. Overall, probably doesn't feel all that intense. So let's try a double leg version. 2 feet down, arms by your side. We're going to extend both legs and both arms. Maybe you're feeling this more now as the heels hover. Bring it in. Try it with the knees. If you're sure that knees isn't going to work for you, then don't try it. Keep your feet down. Let's extend both arms, both legs, and bring it in. Okay? Final option, legs straight, both legs, both arms, and up. Hug it in and raise one leg if any of those options work for you. Because we're going to go 4 times on a side. Everybody's good with double. If you weren't, you could go back to alternating. We're going to go 4 doubles. So feet down, knees to tabletop, legs up. Here we go. Slow and controlled. Both legs, both arms. And up. Both legs, both arms. And up. We go down. And up. And one more down. And up. All right, hug it in and rock side to side. Bring your feet down, hip width distance apart, open and close those knees. Inhale and exhale. We will do standing obliques. Raise a leg if you promise to help me remember. Standing obliques, thank you. All right, let's roll over to the side, and we're going to do rock the baby for the hips. So we start back in our seated mountain pose, equal sitting here. Okay, both legs are extended, toes and knees are face up. Now we're going to take the right foot in the left hand, right leg in the right hand, keep the torso forward, and rock that leg side to side. Yes, and come back to center, right ankle across the left thigh. Support yourself with your hands and draw your left foot in just till it touches the mat. We're in an open seated pigeon position here. Flex your right foot and take that right foot over to the left, and then take the leg back to the right. So we're moving side to side. Now let your right foot come all the way over to the left. Are you still in equal sitting? If your right hip is lifted, you can just move that right foot in front of the left shin. Okay, so you can sit equally. If you do that with your right thigh here, that's fine too. But try and have the hips even on the mat. Left hand outside of the right leg here. Right arm up and back. Inhale, we take the ribs away from the hips as we lengthen the spine. Without tugging on this left hand, with the left hand, we twist the body to the right. And take your gaze to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe there's a little farther for you to go. Maybe you even take your elbow outside of your legs. For some people, that works. Your left elbow outside your right leg. Other people will want to stay here. All good. As you exhale, turn your gaze to your left shoulder. And then exhaling again, turn your gaze back to the right. And release. Now we're going to come back into that seated pigeon and just see how it feels. Maybe we can move our hips a little closer to our left heel. So the right ankle is still across the left thigh. We're still in seated pigeon, but we're tightening it up, seeing how the hip reacts now, because we've been working on it. And then straighten, release, and unwind. Okay? So just because we worked on it doesn't mean the hip is ready to do anything different, but we just, give it an opportunity to move into a little deeper if it's willing. Let's do rock the baby on the left. The right leg is long and strong. Toes and knee are pointed up. Left foot in the right hand. Torso stays forward. And now we'll let the left ankle come to the right thigh. The left foot is flexed, starting in open pigeon, just enough where that right foot comes to the mat, and we are supporting ourselves. And we'll take the left foot side to side, the whole left leg, side to side. Let the left foot come all the way over to the right, sit up, do your hip check here, your groundedness check. Move that left foot if that's the best thing for you right now. Right hand to the left leg, left arm up and back. Lengthen through the spine, twist from the waist without using the right hand. We're not tugging. The gaze is toward the left shoulder. As we inhale, lift a little more, twist a little deeper. And you might be having your right elbow outside your left leg at this point, or that might not be working for you. Just stay in your twist. And as you exhale, turn your gaze to your right shoulder. And then turn your gaze back to your left shoulder. And release. Okay, we're going to come back into that seated pigeon. So the left ankle is across the right thigh, and then we'll just tighten it up, or move. Basically what that means is moving the hips closer to the heel, as much as that left hip is willing to do for us. Let's release, unwind, woo, give the legs a crazy shake, and also release the wrists, wiggle the fingers, all that good stuff. Shake it out, inhale and exhale. All right, we are going to be coming to hands and knees here. So tabletop. If tabletop isn't the right thing for you because of knees or wrists right now, you could totally do this standing up with your hands on the wall. We're going to square off here. Now we're looking for equal weight distribution even in our tabletop. So think about your knees and your hands here. Now we're going to just raise the right leg and redistribute our weight. The right leg is hip height. Redistribute your weight between two hands and one knee. And let's make some circles with that right leg. Start to make them a little bigger. Try and keep the body mostly steady. Let the leg do the work. Pause. And then circle the other direction and going a little larger. Bring the knee down. Left leg up. So now we're squaring off even between two hands and one knee. And we circle and a little larger. Pause and circle the other direction. And a little larger. And release. And And let's come into child's pose. If your hips aren't ready for child's pose right now, just move around a little bit until they are. Support your head and come into child's pose. And as we start to make our way to down dog, notice all the way along. When is your body in balance? When are you out of balance? How do you get back to balance? How does your down dog feel? All 4 points of contact. And start to walk your feet to your hands, taking them a little wider with each step until you wind up with your feet mat width distance apart. Bring your forearms to your thighs here. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale, and then as you inhale, fingertips up, legs straighten. Inhale, exhale to mountain pose. There it is. All right, so find your mountain pose. How's everybody doing? Are we good? All right. So let's take a couple of breaths here. Get used to being upright again. See how the energy is moving now that we've been taking the body, through its paces, warming things up. All right. I think we'll give the wrists a break before we go into sun salutation. So let's work on our sun and moon balance here. Take your feet hip width distance apart and feel it real grounded through the feet. Lift all 10 toes and spread them out. Okay? And now we're just going to put the hands on the hips here and raise the right heel, keeping that left leg straight, right? We didn't just sink to the left. And release. Let's find our drishti as well. Steady gaze. Left heel lifts. And release. All right, let's go back into that right heel and see about the right knee. Float it up as much or as little as works for you right now. Come back, left heel, left knee. And release. We'll shake out the hands and the wrists here. Okay, so we're actually going to move this sun and moon around a little bit. Okay, so hands back to your hips, right knee up, point your toe, gently tap down and up. Keep your drishti down and up, down and up, down and up. Now let's challenge ourselves, left arm up. Woo. And release. All right. Let's have the hands to the hips here. This is your left knee, isn't it? Whatever knee you didn't do last time, because I'm not sure what I said. Down and up. Now up and opposite arm raises. And release, shake it out. All right, let's do that one more time. Okay, we're going to have the hands to the hips and starting on the right, knee, tap down, knee, tap down. Now raise your left arm as your right knee comes up, moving into sun and moon. And release. And let's do it on the other side. Left knee, tap. Knee, tap, knee, tap, right arm, left knee, and release, shake it out. All right, we're going to go straight into sun and moon from here. Right knee, left arm. And release. And one more sun and moon, left knee, right arm. And release, shake it out. All right, let's move around a little bit, wiggle things out, and get ready for Sun A. Okay? So, come to the top of your mat. And we'll start with some arms at the beginning, all right? So, let's inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Twist to the right with long arms. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left, long arms. Inhale, arms up, elbows to waist, standing cobra. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Fingertips down. Right lunge back. Plank. You know this could be knees up or knees down, and you can mix them up. Chaturanga. All right, we're going to take this now to a locust. So bring your hands by your thighs with the palms face up. Your gaze is toward the mat here. And we're going to roll the shoulders toward the ears, down the spine, and start lifting the palms toward the sky. Lift the heart. And release. We come back to that, lift the heart, lift the palms, add the legs. And release. Hands under your shoulders, down dog. Okay, from your down dog, take your right leg up to hip height. Now square things off. We're looking for equal distribution between two hands and one foot. Circle your right leg. Make that circle a little bigger. Pause. Circle the other direction. Make that circle a little bigger. Pause, and then take a big step forward with your right foot and walk the rest of the way up to the top of your mat. Half lift, forward fold. Float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. All right, finding mountain pose at the top of your mat. Give your breath a chance to even out for a second. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist open to the other side. Inhale, up, elbows to waist. Heart shines up. Inhale, forward fold. Half lift. Fingertips down. Lunge left. Plank. Chaturanga. Gonna face you now. Okay, here we go. Setting it up for locust. Hands and legs lift. And release. All right, let's go back into locust. Hands and legs lift. And release. Hands under the shoulders, downward facing dog. Long spine, equal standing in your down dog. Right, you've got 4 equal points of contact. Now take your left leg up to hip height. Now you have 3 equal points of contact. Rotate the leg and make those circles a little larger. Pause, rotate the other direction and make those circles a little larger. Big step forward with the left and just find your way back to the top of the mat. Half lift. Forward fold, float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. Find mountain pose, equal standing. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's get to those obliques, shall we? So take your feet wide. They're going to be at least mat width distance wide. You might even prefer to have them a little wider. And we're going to bend the knees and make sure the knees are going through the center of the feet here. We don't want the knees buckling in. Okay, we're going down and up. Now take your hands to your heart with the palms facing down. Elbows are bent. Bend the knees, twist right, come back center, legs straight. Bend the knees, extend your arms open to the right, come center and up. Bend the knees, elbows left, center and up. Bend the knees, extend the arms, center and up. All right, we're going to kind of combine those two movements. So bend your knees, extend your arms to the right, then bring them into center. Bend your knees, extend the arms to the left, bring them center. We're going to the right and center, to the left and center, to the right, long arms, center to the left, long arms, center to the right and hold. Now bring your hands to your heart, extend, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, and center to the left, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and center and up, arms up. Whew, breathe it down and find a way to get your legs closer together. Shake things out. Everybody doing okay? We're going to finish our standing poses with a moon salutation, right? That balances out the energy of the sun salutation. We will be coming into triangle, so set yourself up where you'll be able to take your legs triangle wide. We'll start out with the feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, float the arms up and daisy. Swaying side to side. Now open up into five-pointed star. The arms are wide, toes are pointing out. Bend the knees and elbows into moonflower. Come back up into five-pointed star. And let's start prepping for our triangle. Right toes forward, left toes in at an angle. We're going to reach right and up. Reach and up. Reach and up. Triangle now. Reach, reach, reach. Right hand comes somewhere on the leg. Left arm is up. Okay? And we're going to take the gaze to the right toes, to the center of your space, and then find your left fingertips. Bend your right knee a little bit. Bring your left hand down. Keep an eye on it. Follow it. It comes gently to your right leg and come into pyramid head to knee pose here. So your hands might be on your thigh. Your hands might be on your shin. You want a little bend in your right knee. Your hands might touch the mat. It's completely your pyramid, so do that. And then take it back up into triangle. Come up, five-pointed star, moonflower, spring together, and daisy. We're going to go right to the other side now. Daisy, daisy, five-pointed star, moonflower, five-pointed star, triangle prep to the left. Reach and release. Reach and release. Reach and release, coming into triangle, left hand down, right arm up. Find your toes. Find center. Find your right fingertips. A little bend in the left knee. Follow the right hand to the left leg. Pyramid. Put your hands where they belong for you right now. Thigh, shin, mat, Come back up into triangle. 5-pointed star. Moonflower, spring together, and daisy. And release, shake it out. All right, let's take a few breaths here. Even out the breath, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to go into one warrior two brief sequence. So I know I said moon's salutation was going to be our final standing, but I think it's important to do warrior two right now also. So let's take the legs wide again. Right toes forward, left toes in at an angle. Hips are level. Right knee bends. Oh, it's in line with the ankle, tracking through the center of the foot. Hips over shoulders. Arms out. We're in warrior two, calmly gazing past the right fingertips. Inhale and exhale. And we'll finish up with a little archer. So turn your gaze towards your left fingertips. Follow your left hand around as it meets the right, slowly pulls back across the chest and opens back to the left, gazes left. Follow the left fingertips, coming around to the right and drawing those fingertips up the right arm, across and back to the left. And one more time. Now we're just going to turn the gaze back to the right and feel that warrior two energy, super grounded from the waist down, super light from the waist up. Turn your toes forward, bring your hands to your heart. With a long spine, come into a forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold, so you go as deep or stay as high as you want. And then bring your hands either to your legs or to the mat and just hang out here in forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, come halfway up, and come the rest of the way up. And find a way to get your legs back close together, shake them out. We'll set up for warrior two on the left. Legs are wide, left toes are to the left, right toes in at an angle. Left knee directly through the center of that left foot, over the ankle. Hips are level, shoulders over hips, arms out from the shoulders. Yeah. Gazing past your left fingertips. Ready for archer, turn your gaze to the right. Slowly bring those right fingertips around, following the right hand with your gaze, drawing the fingertips up the left arm, across the body, over to the right. And again. And final time for archer. Now turn your gaze to the left and just stay here in the energy of warrior two. Turn your toes forward, bring your hands to your heart. Come into a forward fold and move around. So start to scan through your body. What's going to feel good to you right now in this forward fold? Let your head participate. We're going to nod yes and no. And we're always going to end on a yes with the head. Bring the head back to quiet. Bring your hands to your hips. And slowly, slowly come up from this fold. Okay, taking the legs back close together, find mountain pose, and start to scan your body from head to toe. See what needs to happen for you before we head down. If there's anything you want to grab for final relaxation, a bolster, an eye pillow. Make sure your body is ready to come back down to the earth. And we'll meet at the top of the mat in mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift. Fingertips down, down dog. Okay, if you prefer, you're done with down dogs, you can come to table. If you're in down dog, bring your big toes together, knees to one side, hips to the other. You can just wiggle your hips side to side as well if you're in any other position. Come back to center. Now, the big toes are still touching. We're going to try and get the knees to the mat at the same time. And find a nice, even, seated mountain pose. Coming back to those sit bones, right? Sitting up nice and tall. Palms up. Inhale, float the arms up. Long, long spine, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's loosen everything up. And we'll do a couple of soft forward folds. So just let your arms gently come up and just melt. Roll your hands up your legs. Inhale. And once again, just melt. And come on back up to seated. We're coming down to the earth. So bend the knees, roll it down. Take a couple of breaths here. Let your knees gently open and close for a moment. Start to feel yourself grounded on the earth and notice all the parts of you. Once again, we're looking for equal distribution of our weight from where we are right now. Take your right ankle across your left thigh and draw the legs in. We're coming into pigeon. Right hand through the legs. We're going to be holding this. So let's hold on to the left leg, either hamstring. Some people prefer to hold their shin. Your right foot is flexed. Your left knee is in line with your left shoulder. Now think about that distribution of weight on the mat still, and breathe into your right hip. So whatever's touching the mat, just try and even things out. There's not too much touching the mat right now. We're keeping that right foot flexed. We're keeping the left knee in line with the shoulder. And breathing into that right hip. All right, now release what you're holding on to, unless it's your hamstring. Continue to hold on to that. Okay, take your left leg up, point and flex. Circle the ankle and circle the other direction. We're going to cross the legs at the thighs, hold the opposite leg with opposite hand, and move around. Let's release, unwind, knees open and close. Getting ready for pigeon on the left. Left ankle across right thigh. Left foot is flexed. Left hand through the legs. Shin or hamstring. Right knee in line with the right shoulder. Even your body out on the mat. Send warm, healing breath to that left hip. All right, hold on to your right hamstring, right leg up, point and flex the foot. Circle the ankle, other way. Cross at the thighs and move around. All right, we're going to release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat. Gently open and close the knees. Let's have the arms long, legs touching, gentle windshield wipers. Knees right, gaze left. Knees left, gaze right. Keep these nice and gentle. Notice if there's any stickiness in the neck. We're trying to release it by bringing the head side to side. And then come back to center. Bring your feet hip width distance. Extend long through the fingers. Wiggle into a gentle fist. Extend and wiggle. Rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Bring your arms down by your side and start to scan your body from head to toe. See if there's any final movements that your body is requesting, any realignment, whatever it takes to set you up for final relaxation for this practice. So finding a place where you can be comfortable in our most important pose of the whole practice, final relaxation. The body has a chance to absorb the benefits of all the work you just did. Let's inhale through the nose and exhale, releasing your body onto the earth. Just being for a little bit here. Let go of all effort. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body, extending the arms and legs long. Exhale, draw your knees in. Find your way over to a side and back up to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.